welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who, after watching this movie in 1995, started telling everyone to call him Roach. It's Norbert Morvan.
Hey, call me Roach, baby.
So, this nickname wasn't given to you. You told everyone. You loved Thomas Hayden Church's character so much in this movie that you had everyone call you Roach.
Listen, man, a roach is a survivor. A roach is hardcore. A roach can be decapitated and still just walk around, bring it. This is who Roach is. Also, he's a terrible human being, which is absolutely what I was in 1995.
And it didn't bother you that he got tricked and killed?
You know what it is? This entire movie, the lines are drawn pretty early, who the bad guys and who the good guys are. The performances that the people give, you knew that he was going to do the dirt. Absolutely. He's just, if it feels good, do it,
Wow.
That's pretty 90s, man.
That's a great point. He was never not a bad guy.
Never.
That's interesting.
Never. Yeah. It's this, just like all the other episodes of the Tales from the Crypt series, this was a time when TV was still trying to quote unquote teach you a lesson. Good people, bad people. Yep. Bad people get killed, good people get killed, but, you feel sorry for them when they get killed.
The comeuppance, right? Tales from the Crypt was all about comeuppance, correct?
Exactly. And before Shyamalan, it was about twists. That's right. It was about twists.
And so you were saying Thomas Hayden Church, he just gets his comeuppance because he was a roach.
Listen. Roaches do what they do because that's just how they are. They were genetically made that way. And this is a guy. He's living where are they? New Mexico or Arizona?
Yep, New Mexico.
I mean, if you take a look at that town, how many buildings do we actually see? You see the restaurant and you see the Mission Hotel. Yep. So clearly that man is, I already live in hell. I don't give a damn. This is happening.
He's been making minimum wage for 4 years.
4 years as a short order cook in a diner that I don't understand how it exists because clearly nobody drives down those roads.
It's a halfway house.
Yeah. Everybody that eats at that diner was in that diner at the time. The two owners, the little kid, and him. How the hell?
It's like a Psycho-esque thing where the highway was built somewhere else, and then that town was just left.
Knearly. Well, apparently, Dick Miller, his character, he drops the little hint that he used to own the mines, not even just work there. So it used to be a prosperous town, and like you said, the church became a hotel because, due to lack of interest.
This movie sounds an awful lot like Eight-Legged Freaks with its mines.
Eight-Legged Freaks. Those mines in Eight-Legged Freaks, so creepy. And it seems like it was exactly the same set designer, too, because, same dirt, same creepy lighting.
Those are they're all built on sets. In Eight-Legged Freaks, they built the sets in a mall. And then in this one, what's pretty cool? Is Ernest Dickerson, when he was doing post-production on Surviving the Game, he got this script. And it originally called for 40 nights of nights. And he just went, no, I'm not doing that. That's going to kill my crew. You watch the recent Game of Thrones. I think they did 8 weeks of nights, which is just stupid. I once did 2 weeks of nights, and I was a different human being after that. But he went, no.
What were you doing?
What?
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, I was working on Goosebumps, and I did 2 that Jack Black. I did 2 weeks of nights on second unit, and that almost killed me. But this one, though, he's like, no. So they built it outside of California in a massive airplane hangar, and the majority $10 million budget, which is actually very impressive for this film, and they just built it inside of a massive hangar. So they built that hotel. That hotel had a second floor. They could get up and down. That whole thing was a working set. They built a massive working set inside of a hangar. And
that's awesome.
The crazy thing is pigeons got in. And so they would, during takes, they would shoot a shotgun in the air. And the pigeons would be quiet for a couple minutes. And then to get their lines in. And all of a sudden be like, the pigeons would start pigeoning again.
Well, did they really need that shotgun? Or could they just have had Roach and Cordelia have more earth-shattering sex? Because that hotel... it looks like it was just brick and steel, and it seems like there would be no way in hell that you could move anything around. But those two, they're just doing, woo, that kind of sex. And shaking the chandeliers.
The 90s were huge with that kind of scene, though. In the 90s, everything was that loud.
Oh, yeah.
There were certain things in the 90s No, wait. So I have a quick question before we get. You said you saw this movie in the theater in '95. Like, what did you think about it?
Well, when I was that's my first year of college. So 1989, Tales from the Crypt comes out. I have seen pretty much every episode, so I could not wait for this movie to come out. This one, and I even watched the other one, Bordello of Blood, that people hate. This movie's incredible, man. When you're a kid and it's the late 80s, early 90s, we still don't have the internet. The only internet that exists was that Matthew Broderick put the receiver on the cradle War Games green screen internet, so you're not, it's not about 56K modem or anything. So, you're going to watch Tales from the Crypt. You're going to see murder. You're going to see boobies. I was all about it.
You know what's funny is on the there's two commentaries on these. And it was all the special effects guys on the commentary. I think Shout Factory did a special edition, and that's exactly what the guys said working on it. They're like, yeah, Tales from the Crypt had two things in it. And they're like, yeah, what exactly like you just said. It's kind of funny that the first thing, and also during the first scene of this movie, they filmed it with the lady who killed her husband. It
was a spoof, yeah.
Yeah, one of the guys though, he goes, and we're at the producer's house. Which, he's like, I just had such a funny laugh on that. And then the scene with Dick Miller later on with Uncle Willie, he's like, oh, we're back at the producer's office. So I really thought that was funny, him making that joke about that.
Dude, they established in the very first episode of Tales from the Crypt that it's murder and tits because, as a matter of fact, Bill Sadler, he's in the first episode of Tales from the Crypt. And he plays a vigilante who loses his job as an executioner. He pulls the switch for the electric chair. And then he just decides to become Bill Sadler, a.k.a. the Punisher. And he electrocutes all of the guys who get off of crimes due to technicalities. And what's his favorite place to hang out after he kills somebody? Strip club.
Wow. Yeah. So, this movie it pretty much delivered, because I had never watched Tales from the Crypt. So this movie pretty much delivered what fans wanted, correct?
Totally, man. Between Bill Sadler was in 2 episodes of the series, and Billy Zane, he was in an episode with Martin Sheen.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. Oh, no, I was just going to jump on you there. Sorry, I was going to, me, I interrupt, my bad. But
enjoy yourself.
I got that, I was part of Columbia House, and I got this VHS when I was 14.
Nice.
It was awesome.
Quick sidebar. Did you ever pay? Columbia House. You get
yeah, I did. I did it honestly. So I would get the movies and then I would buy the 4. You know me, man. I had to do that.
Good man.
What I liked about this movie is, even watching it again, probably after 15 years at least, there's a lot of visuals that were burnt in my memory from this. There are, the blood droplets on the doors, right?
Yeah.
The ghouls. Billy Zane, Thomas Hayden Church spitting on the monsters, that CC Pounder getting her arm ripped off, the Aliens-esque scene where they pull off the grenades. Like, a lot of those, I don't know what it is about this movie, and I know critics weren't really in love with it, but there's something about it where I think the characters have enough personality, and then there's enough scenes that are really weird. Like, this is a weird movie, and I think it has helped it age well. Also, I think the practical sets in the film, just Dickerson's decision to film all in a studio, and then everything was done in camera. So this movie, I'm not calling it The Thing, but I just think it's aged well because of the practical effects. Filter doesn't help. Hey man, nice shot. But other than that, I think once it gets into the what Joe Bob Briggs calls it, spam in a can or something like that.
Spam in a can.
It becomes, it's fun. And this movie, if you take out the bumpers at either end, it's like an 80-minute movie.
It's just a straight up horror movie. And actually, it was one of the Tales from the Crypt things, one of the few Tales from the Crypt properties that actually was not based on any of the old comics that were made by games.
So there were comics that became the TV show.
It started because it's all Warner Brothers,
Yeah.
HBO is Warner Brothers, even though this is a Universal Pictures thing. So they just took the old EC horror comics. These comics were so gory, apparently. Kids are smoking reefer and reading these comics, and then they're stealing candy from the local shop. It's madness, They were really protesting these. So Tales from the Crypt comes from that. Creep Show 1 and 2 comes from those old comics. There's a big history of horror comics that the series takes from. But this was actually just a script. And apparently From Dusk Till Dawn was going to be a Tales from the Crypt movie if Bordello of Blood was more successsul.
Yeah,
but it wasn't.
They said they couldn't get a deal with Tarantino on the commentary, which is pretty interesting. And I'm kind of glad though, because I think I don't think I like how nasty From Dusk Till Dawn is. I think it would have been cheekier had it been a Tales from the Crypt feature.
Yeah, man. Tales from the Crypt, they always made sure to include some humor in there. And that's why even this movie, as gross as it is, it's got a lot of little funny parts, man. When you find out that Charles Fleischer, his character, the mailman, Charlie actually was stealing the mail and he was going to murder everybody. You know what I'm saying? That was topical at the time because that's when, the postal service dudes were just going around shooting people out of frustration.
Going postal.
Going postal, exactly.
And,
so they had a lot of little things.
And I think Billy Zane, what's pretty interesting is Billy Zane stuck to most of the script, which I thought was very interesting, but he just added his own take to the dialogue. Now he did like the thing about the red, what's the line that he says when he...
He's like, tired of this redneck. How you do?
I love that scene.
Great.
So that was all improv, but a lot of the stuff he did was just making the script more interesting. And actually, he took, that sponge that was in his mouth when Roach wiped it off. He came up with that.
I always thought that was gross. Yeah. That's an awesome scene because it just unfolds from his mouth and he goes, spits out. That was such a great scene. Yes.
Yeah, he said he wanted to be like he went and got from the prop guys, got a clean sponge, put it in his mouth, and actually popped it out. And in behind the scenes interviews, what I thought was interesting, it makes a lot of sense. He based his performance off Robin Williams from Aladdin.
It makes sense.
The genie.
It makes a lot of sense.
I mean, he's just pulling stuff from the ether. He's cheeky.
Because those other demons are lesser demons. He makes a point to point that out, because people might wonder, well, if the blood is on the windows and the blood is on the doors, which makes the barrier that they can't pass, how does he keep getting in? That's because he's basically, like you said, an evil genie. He's trying to convince these people, hey, he sees that most of them, their lives are terrible. So they just need a little nudge over, to make the choice that, hey, I actually don't care if there's hell on earth. He's so good at it.
Yeah, and just, I like the ways that he targets the individuals. He go, ho dunk, po dunk. But I like the way that he targets them. I liked, he went after, the scenes where he goes after, where's her name?
He went after Jada Pinkett.
Yeah, Jada Pinkett. And then he went after Cordelia when he kind of, like, you just need someone to be loved. He really targeted her. And then also, the Uncle Billy scene, when you're watching it, like when you're 13, you're like, whoa, the VHS. When he goes into the room with all the ladies, one to like drink the whiskey. But
totally.
There's some emotion in there when Uncle Billy has about his third drink and he just looks at Billy Zane or the collector with this sad look on his face, knows exactly what he did. And then Zane just looks at him like, you're mine.
You're mine. You're mine. Yeah. Yeah. Willie drops hints throughout the entire movie, from the beginning when the boom, the thunder is rolling. So, oh, God's really thinking now, he does have a belief in God. Belief in God and Christianity, there's a lot of themes in the whole movie, They keep showing, that Jesus getting the spear in his side and the blood coming down. Willie knows that his life took a turn somewhere. He's an alcoholic. He used to own the mines, and now his life is just shit. It sucks. He's got nothing. And the only thing that makes him feel good is that drink, Yep. Cordelia, she, like you said, she wants to just feel somebody to love her, and to her credit, CCH Pounder, her life's terrible too. Apparently, her husband left her or whatever it is. And Billy Zane comes up to her and she's like, this is me giving you the finger. She gives him the nub. Yep. She's a good girl.
Yeah, I liked her a lot. And, you watch her in this role, and I think Dickerson was right. He casts people that these weren't really big roles, but they act like Jada Pinkett when her first interactions with William Sadler, where she's just kind of having fun with him, and like just her demeanor, and then CC Pounder, just I don't know, she really adds stuff to it. I liked it a lot. Like I even liked one of my favorite guys was Deputy Bob. The guy who lived a lot longer than I ever expected. He was in Smoke Signals, by the way. I love that movie.
That guy's awesome.
But like, just I don't know, man. Like thought was put into this movie, and I think this is one of those movies that you could look at as like a stupid horror movie, but I think it was a well-made film.
Oh, definitely. There's definite archetypes there. CCH Pounder, she's the mother. You know, mama don't take no mess.
Yeah.
You know, I told you to clean the stove. Your gloves are obviously clean. You haven't been doing anything. Jada, her life took a wrong turn somewhere. You know, she was caught for stealing. Yeah. You know, and even that, you know, what the hell was she stealing? There's nothing in this town. What were you trying to steal? I never understood.
That same car.
Yeah. And then when Billy Zane, like you said before, when Billy Zane is trying to get her, you know, he doesn't tell her, you know, I'll give you money, I'll give you riches. Hey, you're pretty. You can travel the world. All you got to do is just come with me, you know? And she's like, interesting. And then she does a little dance with him. Fascinating stuff, man. Great character actors.
Yeah, you know, I guess another question I have for you, and also, I was nice seeing William Sadler in this movie. I really liked he had little moments that I loved when he got like busted open by Danny, Billy, the little boy, Danny.
That's another iconic scene, yeah, when he just, the thing that was a Rob Bottin looking effect, yeah.
And then it just goes crazy, but then it cuts him open, he goes, oh, come on. And there's scenes in this movie where he said himself, I'm just an old guy. Like, you know, when he put the ketchup in that, like, goulash?
Yes.
Dickerson was like, this guy's been around since World War I. He just eats slop. He doesn't care. And he comes from a generation who just puts ketchup on everything. That's how well thought out, like, the character was. But I just really liked the little moments of his. I thought he really pulled off some scenes. I'm not going to say, like, he's probably not the most flashy leading man, but when you have Billy Zane chewing scenery, you have the likable. I mean, he's basically the straight man in this. But I know it's cool. Like, I think this movie's refreshing too because you just have people that never lead movies leading movies.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. It's all character actors, and this is 95. Titanic doesn't come out till 97, and then I think after that is the Phantom.
Yeah, Phantom was like 96, right? Yeah, Phantom was like 95, 96. 96.
Okay. Yeah, so nobody in this movie is quote unquote the household name. Jada Pinkett was just getting her things going. I think she gets him set it off a year or two later because I know that came out when I was in college. So everybody here is just doing what you call yeoman's work, just doing it well. And when Jada is out, the fact that Jada survives was amazing to me because, you know, brothers don't survive these movies, man. And she ends up being the final girl, which was awesome. It was totally unexpected. And what you were saying about Sadler, he's known for doing funny stuff. He was in the Bill and Ted sequel.
Yeah, Bogus. Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, and then the Tales from the Crypt series, the opening sequence of Bordello of Blood, where it's Sadler and the Crypt Keeper playing rock paper scissors, you know, for limbs. They did that exact same thing.
He's the mummy.
They did that exact. Yeah, when he's the mummy. Yeah, so he's got a sense of humor. He's a great actor.
I liked him in Die Hard too.
Oh man, what part was he in Die Hard 2?
He was the main villain.
Oh right. Yes, that's right. That was the airport one. That's the one I've seen the least.
That was Rennie Harlan. I love that guy.
Yeah, man. Oh well, you know, Long Kiss Goodnight, baby. That's my movie.
Yeah, so good.
Got my keys in my pocket. Got my wallet in my right hand. That's such a great movie.
I have so many Deep Blue Sea articles coming out for the 28th. You're gonna lose your mind.
That's what. Oh, and also happy birthday, brother.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah.
Belated.
It's good. I appreciate it. Wait, no, you sent me an early one.
I think I did, but that's because I live in the future.
You got me early and late. It's impressive.
That's what it is, man. Welcome to New York, baby.
No,
that's what we.
But this movie, I don't know. I guess I thought the way that they created the mythology. There's so many things I want to talk. I feel like I'm ending this movie, but I don't care. I love how they established the mythology. Like in the beginning, it was just darkness, and there were like demons in the darkness, which is pretty freaky.
Genesis, man.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Which is really kind of freaky. And you know what? So I have a question. I was listening to the commentary, and they said it's CC Pounder because they said that her H was silent. Have you heard that before?
That's hilarious, CC Pounder, because the H is. I've never heard that. I just always know that when I see that woman in a movie, I know that she is bringing it.
Yeah.
You know, they put her in a film because she is authoritative, and the eyes that woman gives you when she tells you, "Look, put that down." Okay, immediate. You know what I'm saying? She's so great in everything.
I'm putting that down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I told you to clean that stove. I'll do it tomorrow. Damn it, you clean it now. Okay.
I like their relationship though. Because obviously she puts up with Jerry Lynn's crap, but then Jerry Lynn also probably likes her. So
this the only woman who showed her kindness, man. They call it work release because you got to work. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good way to explain the character, though. That's definitely...
She's mama.
Yeah, it's a way of saying the character, but you feel like she would say that, which I dig. But this one, 7 stars, and then he said, darkness covered the face of the deep, full of creatures and demons, 7 keys in a circle. God stepped forth and said, let there be light. There was light, and they scattered the keys all across the universe, and now the demons are back, and they have 6 of the keys. So they've spent, billions of years looking for the 6 keys. And they got them, and now they're going for the 7th. Does the key have a tracker on it?
Well, you figure that, it's even though it's just quote unquote demons, this is all about the eternal God versus the devil.
Yeah.
So they're scouring the infinite universe, and there's plenty of sinners in the history of humanity. So you figure they just, okay, Steve, you go over there by Zeta Reticuli, you go over there to Alpha Centauri, John, okay, and then we'll all just come together back in the Garden of Eden, and break. That's what they're doing. You figure that they portion it out by sectors, Hi, my name's John, and I would like to know, do you have the key in your house? Give me the key! Ah!
Some aliens just get jumped?
Yeah, Klaatu Barada Nikto, give me the key!
Wait, Klaatu Barada...
They're just all over the universe murdering people. Aliens.
What was the plan in this movie? So what was Breaker's plan? Because he's being chased, right? Obviously, they're in New Mexico. I guess they've had a car chase since, New Jersey? So they've been traveling across the country. So he goes to steal a car, and then he goes to the only place that is there and just sits there. So if he tried to steal a car, wouldn't he expect cops?
Well, World War I is when his friend Dickerson, named after the director, gives him the key in the first place, and he gets the 7 stars on his hand. And that's when he gets the whole, whoosh, matrix dump of information into his head. Okay, eventually, when these 7 stars finally make a circle in my hand, I'm going to have to pass this key on. And wherever I happen to be, that's where it's going to be. So literally, the life of a demon knight sucks. Because your whole life, you're being hunted down by immortal demons who will kill any and everything to get to you. You can't ever settle down. So he's just constantly on the run. He's been on the run since the end of World War I. So that's the plan.
There must be... So he can't even just hide away? Go live up in the mountains?
They will always find him. Whoever has that key, they will always be able to track it.
Man, so he's been on the run since World War I.
Every single demon knight is just on the run. What's the plan? Don't let the demon get the key by any means necessary. That's it. It's actually the darkest Tales from the Crypt story as far as I can think of, because most of them are just, guy breaks out from an insane asylum, dresses up in a Santa Claus suit and starts killing people on Christmas. Wife cheats on her husband, and then a zombie husband comes back to murder her. But this is, the end of all things. Wow. It's never that deep in Tales from the Crypt.
Now, he says at a point, there was just 5 of you. There needed to be 7. Then people came in late. So then that kicked off everything. But was that fate? Was that the way it was supposed to be?
Well, I don't know how much church you go to, but what do they say? God makes plans.
Yeah.
Or you got plans until God comes in, something like that. My church is off.
Yeah.
But it's not about fate. It's all God's design, man. It's God's great design. That's what this movie relies heavily on, Christian themes and Christian iconography, number 7. So it's God's plan. And it's just going to happen when it happens.
How much did you love the design of the initial puppet during the crucifixion with the red face?
Oh, man, that thing was creepy as hell.
Yeah.
Because, in your mind, you're thinking, is that Judas? Is that puppet, is that demon Judas? Or is that just a demon? Or is Judas the guy with the key? What's going on with the fingers? The fingers are unnaturally long. The teeth, it's, oh, my God. Yeah.
And do you know,
scary as hell.
I think this movie also benefits from the Jaws effect, where they were talking about this in the commentary, you don't see much of the demons, and they just put really skinny people. And so I'll tell you a funny story. So the script came out, and they gave it to Todd Masters, the guy who does all the creature effects for Tales from the Crypt. And if you pay attention to his career, I mean, this guy Todd Masters has worked with some of the best. He's done, he's also done White Chicks and Pathfinder, Snakes on a Plane, 30 Days of Night, Carnival. Showdown Little Tokyo, Leprechaun 2. But this guy's a major name in the effects industry. And so he got the script, Demon Knight, did all the breakdowns, gave it to the producers. They went, oh, okay. They came back with another script where it was just men in black in suits who put their glasses down and they had fire eyes. And he's like, well, we can't have this. So they came up with a solution to make like kind of paint these suits onto very skinny actors, and they put them on stilts. So when you see Billy Zane with them, they can't stop moving because if they do, they'll just fall right over.
They'll fall over.
And this movie, you never see that much of them. They're very on and off the screen. And I think that was a wise choice because they don't really linger around long enough to be too frightening. And the funny
there's that.
Go for it. No, you got it.
I was going to say there's that one part where Charles Fleischer is trying to shoot the demon to save Cordelia, and that's the most you really get to see because he shoots him in the head 3 times and then just goes, ha ha ha, it cackles because it's still alive.
And smoke is coming out of its mouth.
Smoke is smoking, yeah.
And I like. I don't know. And also, they gave them piercings, which I still don't understand. They said it was just popular in the 90s, so they did it. I think that's the one part I don't really like. They had nose rings. Did you notice that?
They had nose rings. They had hoop earrings. I was waiting to see the bangle. It would have been horrifying if somebody had one of those big Flavor Flav name chains. You know, I am worried.
Like that kind of set me apart. Like that's not set me apart. That kind of gave me some boundaries to see that because. The last thing you want to do while watching a horror movie is go, does that demon have nipple rings? Like that's not right. That's not something that draws you in. Like imagine if Jaws had, an eyebrow piercing,
or Jaws had a tribal tattoo around his door. You know what I'm saying? Jaws is a bro. You know, Jaws is a bro.
Oh man. Yeah. So I don't know. What did you think about that aspect of the demons? Did you like that?
It was very weird because it gave them a sort of piratey feel to me. Because why would a demon have earrings? Because earrings are bad? Because God frowns upon earrings? Is that what's going on? You're a tortured soul, and so the only way to make your existence better is to get these awesome bangles from Hot Topic? I don't understand it either, man. What about why didn't they have slap bracelets since those were popular? You know what I'm saying? Because the demons don't want to cut themselves and leak the green goo all over the place.
How amazing would that be if just during one of the scenes there's a slap?
It's just and the demons are slap bracelet, slap bracelet. Yeah, what the hell, man?
Did those 2 demons in the cave set a trap?
They did. The demons, they're not stupid. They probably have, dog level intelligence, but I feel like they operate more under the traditional zombie control thing. In other words, Billy Zane directs them. He's the controller of the hive mind. But the kid hiding in the tunnel and his parents come out. Rah, they got my mom and dad. Yeah, totally, it was a trap.
How terrible would that be to be that kid in that situation?
Oh, it's horrible, man. It's horrible. It reminded me of Them, which basically Them is amazing. My question for you, Hoffmeyer, is this. I understand that it's the Southwest, so, people know how to shoot guns. But how the hell is, other than Bill Sadler, everybody so nice with these guns where they're able to shoot the demons perfectly in the eyes? That's the only thing that always got me.
And it's not, so with zombies, you just got to shoot them in the head, which is still tougher than,
yeah.
So it's still tough, right?
Yeah.
But so there's a scene where Fleischer is, his name
He's
is
got to save Cordelia.
Yeah, so he's got to save Cordelia.
Charlie.
Yeah, you're right. And he's got to save Cordelia. And I put my name, so I write down all the characters. I write down all the actors, and then I write down their names. But this time I wrote down all the character names and then the actors. So I threw myself off here. Just wanted to
Charlie is Charles Fleischer.
But so I love when he's shooting the demon and he headshots it 3 times. Very impressive.
Yeah, and it laughs at him.
And then Sadler goes, shoot it in the eyes. And he just takes 1 step forward and then nails it in the eyes.
Perfectly.
So, I mean, that scene's a little weird. I understood why Sadler did, because he's probably been shooting these things. He had been shooting those things for 80 years.
Yeah, exactly. Sadler can do it, but the cop, no way.
Yeah, and I mean, but I don't know. I guess it works, but yeah.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing that got me. Yeah.
That's kind of. I guess I was too busy wondering, like, wait, why do they have nipple rings while they're getting shot in the eyes? I guess I never thought about that too much. And I do like
Hot Topic.
There's some good throwaway lines in this too when Sadler says they're what depraved souls or they're something souls.
Tortured souls, yeah.
Yeah.
Tortured
I thought that was a good line, and I like when it was coming out of the ground and Billy Zane kissed it on the head.
He's such an asshole, yeah. He was preparing for Titanic in that role. I have a child. Well, that's him.
During I'm not going to say this is. I don't know if this is real or not, but during the commentary, someone said that he got the role because of that.
It's exactly the same character. It's just not a demon. He's exactly the same character. Smarmy prick. Yeah, 100%.
Do you want to hear something interesting about Ernest Dickerson, the director?
Oh, go for it, man. I love that guy.
He worked on Day of the Dead.
Nice. He was a cinematographer.
Yeah, and then he was like just went down there to kind of check out the set, like effects, and he met Greg Nicotero there. But he was his cinematographer on Do the Right Thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very interesting to hear the special effects guys because on this movie, Dickerson directed it, and then the cinematographer was Rick Boda, who actually did Tales from the Crypt. He also did Barbed Wire and Glimmerman. But he said part of the reason why this movie was able to shoot in 40 days with so many effects was that the decision to move it indoors, and then the fact that Dickerson understood the camera because he was the DP, and then the DP understood the special effects and how much time it took from Tales from the Crypt. So it was almost a perfect marriage of, TV cameramen know how to move fast because when you're on scripted television, you're just flying. So you have a guy that understands the camera, then you have a guy that's worked a lot of TV, then you have the crew from Tales from the Crypt working on this movie. And I don't think any other crew could have knocked this out for $10 million in 40 days. So I thought it was kind of a cool marriage of a lot of TV and cinematographers getting to work on this movie.
Well, Dickerson, he used to be the cinematographer for Spike Lee.
Yeah.
On a lot of movies, and he directed Juice. That was his first big thing. He's been good for a really long time. He's definitely a professional. He directed episodes of The Walking Dead, man.
Yeah, The Wire, Dexter. He did Bones. He did Surviving the Game. Now, this is really random, but I'll tell you a funny story. I was a stand-in on a movie called Jane Mansfield's Car, and there was a rain. Love that movie, great movie, and it was raining, so they're like, okay, well, we got to get. You're not working tomorrow. So I was like, well, I need a job. I need some money coming in. So they're like, okay, we'll put you on Walking Dead. So I went,
nice.
I was like, what? So it's the second season. I go out to the farm. I'm like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
They're having me stand in for Scott Wilson. And I tower, like I'm a lot bigger than he is. And so everyone's looking at me really weird. I'm like, listen, guys, I just got sent here. I did not lie about my height. And I knew some of the people working on it. So everyone just laughed about it. But I got lucky because the scene is where he was crouching.
Okay.
So I had to crouch during that scene, or I just would stand with my legs open to make myself shorter. Because I had to stand in for John Hurt one time. I had to make myself real small. But
oh my God,
the director for this episode was on the farm, and it was one of the episodes where the little kid was shot, and it was Rick and John Barenthal being all serious, and it was Ernest Dickerson that's the director. Now, as a stand-in, you just shut up and you stand there.
Yeah. Don't talk.
You don't talk. So, you could be a great stand-in for 99.9% of the time, but the one time you mess up, everyone just loses their minds. But it was pretty cool, though, because during one of the commentaries, or the behind the scenes, the actors were talking about how Ernest Dickerson has this very quiet on-set presence. And on Walking Dead Season 2, he had a very quiet, methodical, talking presence. And I thought that was really cool. I really liked the way that he handled it, because I had been on sets with yellers. I'd been on sets with kind of boorish people, but he was real chill. And I guess they explained him perfectly. In 95, he was the same as he was in, 2012.
He seems like a big guy. Was he a big guy?
I stay as such I stay so head down reading a book. So when I leave, I go sit down, I read a book. First team, I run back. So I don't, I'll go grab some coffee or something. But I never, when I was a stand-in, you just keep your head down. So I didn't really look. You can look people in the eye, of course.
No eye contact.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that.
Don't look at me, Hotwire.
Yeah, you can do that, but no one wants the stand-in that's all cheeky. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely, man. And you're a humble guy, so I feel you.
So I just came in, put my head down. But I remember him having that quiet kind of aura. And when they said that, I'm like, yeah, I get it. But no,
That's awesome, man.
And he also did like The Wire, which I thought was pretty cool. He did Dexter. Mm-hmm. So anybody who does The Wire, I'm like, they're my favorite person on the planet. But
well, he's really good at framing scenes. This is a good looking movie, man. Even though it's in night and it's dark, when you get that first shot of the Mission Hotel, you know, okay, everybody's gonna die here because it's a creepy looking place, man.
Yeah.
It's over on the left back end of the screen, and everything on the right is just darkness and foreboding. Yeah.
And I think go for it.
I was gonna say, let me ask you a question, man.
Yeah.
Did you notice how everything in the 80s that was a brutally violent movie and for a little while the 90s became some kind of children's property? Because that's what happened with Tales from the Crypt too. You know, they had a cartoon.
Oh, brother. Oh, Freddy became Happy, like a TV show, right?
Yeah. RoboCop had a cartoon. Rambo, The Force of Freedom. You know, Rambo had a cartoon.
Really?
Tales from the Crypt. They made it was Tales from the Crypt Keeper. Hey, hello, kiddies. Are you ready for the fright of your life? You know, it's hilarious, man.
Oh, no, I never knew that happened.
My God, yeah, Tales from the Crypt Keeper, 2 or 3 seasons, made from the producers of Eek the Cat. You know,
I loved Eek the Cat.
Well, you know what? When they were done, you know, it never hurts to help. They decided, hey, let's give the Crypt Keeper a cartoon because, of course, kids want to see a decaying corpse making puns as he tortures innocent people. You know, why not? Turn it into a morality play.
I need to watch that. I love puns. All right. All right, so how about this? Let's take a quick break. I'm going to watch every single episode of that show. When we come back, we'll not talk about it, and we'll talk more about Demon Knight. How's that sound?
Not a problem, baby.
All right. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. And I want to ask you a question, Norbert. I want to see if something bothered you. So the original ending of this movie had Jada Pinkett battling a big flaming wall that was the face of Billy Zane. He was trying to suck her. He was trying to suck her into hell, and they filmed it. And audiences hated it, so they switched it around to a showdown between her and Zane. So she covers herself in the blood of whoever. No, what Breaker?
That was the blood of that's Breaker's blood. Yeah.
So she covers herself in the blood. Tricks Billy Zane, but then Billy Zane rinses her off, and she gets very clean again. So that must be some kind of magic.
Extremely clean. Yeah, he probably pulled that sponge out again.
Like, she went full Descent, and those ladies never got cleaned again because they had blood all over them. Now, she puts this blood into her mouth for about 4 minutes. Why does she wait 4 minutes to spit the blood at him? I know you have to have a scene and dancing. I know it plays a narrative part, but
yeah.
What?
Well, I'm gonna assume the following: hold liquid in your mouth for any period of time, and then quickly have somebody do the cha-cha with you, and then spin you around. Are you gonna puke? Because I would, especially if it's blood. Yeah. So I'm with you on this, man. I always try to figure out how the hell she did not just all over that awesome shirt. He had an amazing fashion sense in that, by the way. The sartorial choices were dope. But I agree with you, man. How the hell does she not just vomit all over him as soon as that spinning is over? You know, she gets dragged down the stairs, wrapped up in plastic, and just manages to keep it together the whole time. It's insane.
They talk about the stunt. They actually had a stunt woman do that, and they're like, you can see her back pad when you drag her down on that.
It was a real person in there. I always thought it was a dummy. Oh
yeah,
my
real
God.
Person.
Ernest Dickerson, man, going for reality.
It's probably cheaper just to take a stunt person down that.
Oh my God, dude, that's 4 concussions minimum, man. Because this is boom, 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 boom. Get out of here.
I remember watching this movie in '95, and another thing I kind of liked about it is, when you were watching this in '95, did you know where it was going? Did you think to yourself, Jada Pinkett is going to be the one who becomes the next key holder or the next Demon Knight?
You know what it is? You're a brother growing up in the United States in the 80s, and you've been watching horror movies your whole life. Every time Jada Pinkett doesn't get killed, you're like, wait a minute. Is the black person going to survive this movie? So, no, not at all. It was amazing because she wasn't that famous at the time, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of people knew who she was, but her career was just starting to take off as that movie happened. So it was, that's one of the reasons why I love this movie, because the black person survives to the end. Being a final girl is a huge deal, man. And so it was great for Jada to survive this movie.
It's interesting.
She did it for the people.
On like Jordan Peele's been talking about it, and then there's a documentary on Shudder called Horror Noir, and it's just about the history of like what I guess African Americans in American horror movies, and they brought up that movie a lot too. And Dickerson was talking about it, and I had really never thought about that. I was like, oh wow, but this movie Demon Knight is becoming more and more popular with that trope.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, and it hasn't aged. It's done really well, like we were talking about. But I think I don't know. It's kind of funny that this movie from '95 is getting all this press now. But like Jordan Peele was talking about how influential it was to him. I guess I never.
Yeah. Well, Peele, because I think Peele's a New York guy like me. So when you're a New York kid, sure you go outside and play, but when you come home, you turn on Channel 11, Channel 9, Channel 5, and you just watch all these terrible horror movies. So you watch Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, and there's a brother in there, and you're like, okay, so when's he gonna die?
He gets his head punched off.
You know what I'm saying? But not he doesn't get his head punched off until he does the very black thing of throwing hands with Jason Voorhees. He's punching him in the face in the hockey bat. Come on, yeah, doing this. I was like, really? This how you gonna go out, brother?
I was watching a movie the other day where a guy kept punching another guy's bulletproof vest. He was delivering like chest shots while the guy was wearing a bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what's going on here?
There are so many movies like that, man. People are in full body armor, Stormtroopers in Star Wars. How do they get knocked out? You're wearing literally all of this armor. How the hell does anybody concuss you at all? It doesn't make any sense.
Unless they walk into broken doors and then clunk their heads.
Yeah, plot armor, man. Plot armor is the strongest armor of all.
Plot armor?
Mm-hmm. Plot armor. Ridiculous things, man. Because even in Demon Knight, sometimes the demons grab you and just serrate your neck with a claw, and then other times they kind of choke you and look at you for a while and there's no real explanation for that except that plot armor. It's the 90s. What do you want?
We have $10 million in 40 days. Get over yourself, right?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate William Sadler's cheekbones?
Oh my God, the man's got just flawless cheekbones. He looks at you and they just glisten and shine. And he manages to be really expressive with them, too. I feel like that man could cut glass just by rubbing his face against the window.
He should have killed one of the demons with his cheekbones.
Just stuck his cheekbone right in his eye. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just grab his face and this is for Jesus on the cross. Absolutely.
Now, I also love the sound effects in this movie. There's a scene where he looks at the 7 stars on his hand. There's a tiger sound.
That jaguar sound was in everything at the time. Anytime there was an explosion in the 80s and 90s, it would be boom, boom, wow. Boom, wow. Especially in Sylvester Stallone movies.
Oh, dude, every Sylvester Stallone kill had that noise. Wow. And then I also love the punch sound effects in this movie. I love good punch sound effects.
What do they do? You figure they just punch meat or something?
I don't know. It's like, pew. How do you make that noise?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, best punch sound effect, Indiana Jones. It belongs in a museum. It's serious. He's got a real hook.
I love, people insult Harrison Ford's punching. They say it's looking like he's trying to throw his back out with every punch. But I love his cinematic punching. Oh my gosh. I think he looks great.
Yeah, he used to be a carpenter, man. So I'm pretty sure he's got form down. I think he used to be a carpenter. Was that Sean Connery?
No, Sean Connery was like a weightlifter. Harrison Ford was definitely a carpenter.
Norbert.
Dude, you're dropping some data on me right now, man. I love it.
Thank you for your kind, as my students say.
And I also love that Pinkett Smith in this movie, or Jada Pinkett, she wants to say, or Jerry Lynn, she wants to save the cat. She wants to save the cat the entire movie.
That's right, man. You ever had a pet? You know how that is, man.
Oh, I got 2 cats, dude. I was thinking about this. I would go like full Liam Neeson Taken if someone kidnapped my cats.
Well, now, okay. Add to that the people who took your cats are demons who wear jewelry from Hot Topic. Okay. Are you still going out there?
Yes.
Are you ready for the slap bracelet of doom to be all up in that atmosphere? I don't think so.
You remember me in Korea? When I got boisterous and I said I could beat up ghosts?
Actually, that's right. Yes. Yes, you did. I believe you did actually punch a ghost in the face.
You and James and Wong were just staring at me. I'm like, I think I could do it.
Well, you were pretty jacked, you know. You're like, no, I don't do cardio. I don't do cardio. It's just weight train, man. Yeah, I can punch goats in the face. I don't do cardio. What do you mean? I'm going now. I'm going to eat some tuna and some chicken, and then I'm going to punch a ghost.
I was actually running all the time out there, man.
Oh, wow. Look at me being a jerk.
How do you know me, Norbert?
This is why I'm fat, because I don't know.
And then, so I have another question. Like, so as soon as I brought up this movie, the first thing you did was start singing Filter's "Hey Man, Nice Shot." Is that?
Oh my God!
Like, but that's another way. This movie. When was the last time you saw it?
Listen, I watch this movie once or twice a month because I love this movie, and this was the 90s, so movie soundtracks were still a thing. It was big deal to have a good song with your movie. And hey man, nice shot. They played it twice in the first 5 minutes. You know, they played after the Crypt Keeper intro, and then after they crash into each other with the cars, Billy Zane and Sadler. Sadler stumbling away. They bring it back again. It's iconic, with at least in terms of this movie. There were two songs that always used to be in everything. That was in every trailer. And what was that other one?
Oh, Semi-Charmed Life?
Yes! That was in every trailer.
This summer.
Exact Touchstone Pictures presents.
He's a guy. She's a girl.
You know, I thought we were going to go out tonight. Whatever. Yeah.
Coming in July, Semi-Charmed kind of life, baby.
Yeah, this song about heroin addiction, and it's like, oh, it's in every romantic comedy trailer. It didn't make any sense. And I don't know what this song's about.
For a while, I loved it. That song was out, right? And even the singer of Third Eye Blind was like, guys, this song is about drug addiction. And then there was that song by Liz Phair called Why Can't I Breathe? Which she's like, we haven't we're gonna get our PG-13. She's like, we haven't fucked yet, but my head's swimming. And she's like, I'm already wet and I'm gonna go swimming. So it's all about like, she's like, these two people are just gonna hook up. But in all these PG romantic movies, it's just, why can't I breathe? I'm like, you know what this, like, you know what's next in this song? So I love it when songs like that hit the mainstream.
And then, you know, another weird thing, speaking of the music in this movie. Yeah. So Roach and Cordelia, you know, they're having their earth-shaking sex upstairs. And then the cop, you know, while he's supposed to be searching for the key, he walks in on Cordelia and Roach having sex. And what's the song they're having sex to? Cemetery Gates from Pantera. It's like, dun, 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 and she's just like gently riding him while at the same time slowly turning up the voltage on the battery that's connected to his nipples. It's like, what the hell is going on in this movie?
That's a very Roach song. Would you say that?
For sex?
For Roach? Probably. Roach is not listening to Why Can't I Breathe or Semi-Charmed Life.
You know, he's not listening to Although We've Come. Yeah, give it to me, Cordelia. Turn it up, yeah. Off the road. No. You know, nothing turns me on like Cemetery Gates. I'll tell you that though. You know, when I'm ready to get down and do the horizontal mambo, it's doom 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 doom. Cemetery Gates.
Was it respect rock? What did you say? Now I confuse that Filter song. So I know it is in Cable Guy. Remember when that song was really prevalent in the trailers? Hey man, nice shot. But then I also thought it was in the Hitcher remake, but apparently that's a Nine Inch Nails song. Closer.
So actually, what was that show? The Hitchhiker? Yeah, you're saying
the remake? The remake with Sean Bean when he wipes out all the cop cars.
I was thinking of the Hitchhiker show that used to come on USA.
There was a Hitchhiker show on USA?
There was a Hitchhiker show, and I swear
Kung Fu?
Something. It was basically like Kung Fu, where this guy was hitchhiking and either solving crimes like the A-Team or murdering people. Something. It was a dark show, man.
So he hitchhikes, and then when he ends up in the town, he ends up saving everything?
And then they play Hey Man, Nice Shot. It was weird.
I feel like towns were probably better off without him, and then when he came, all the trouble started.
Well, you know what? If you have a problem and there's no one else to call, you could always call the Hitchhiker.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
You know what I was what I was thinking is when I was younger, I was kind of a rabble rouser, and every time I went to Tampa, I'd get in trouble. And I was telling somebody this later, probably in my 30s, I was talking about all my experiences in Tampa, and this guy goes, "It sounds like you brought the trouble there."
No, I'm going to have to disagree with you there. You cannot be a person who does bad things if you call yourself a rabble rouser. You're such a good guy. Listen to you. I got into a little tomfoolery and shenanigans in my youth.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, my rabble rousing.
What was your rabble rousing? Moving things on different shelves in the supermarket? Create a job 2000.
Yeah, I would put BOGO signs with the wrong things, and then I would stand by the register laughing.
You would pay for things in exact change. Dun, dun, dun.
Pennies. So I'd walk
the
up.
Evil of Hoffmeyer.
So I'd walk up to I'd be at a grocery store and I'd see 4 attendants. If three of them look miserable, one of them looks happy, I'm gonna go up to the one who looks happy, and I am going to make them look like the other 3. The other 3 are gonna be smiling by the time I'm done with that one.
Well, that'll be $16.99, and then you just dump a bag of pennies out onto the counter. 1, 2, rabble rousing Hoffmeyer.
That sounds like that sounds like a game that like they used to do Crossfire. Hoffmeyer. That sounds like rabble rouser.
Hoffmeyer. He pays for things in pennies. He goes to the express lane of the checkout with 11 items instead of 10. Hoffmeyer.
This summer, Hoffmeyer's rabble rousing, semi-charm kind of life, baby.
Oh, Mark, did you overwater the lawn again?
Hey, man, nice shot. And
nice shot. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm playing golf.
Hoffmeyer's a cheater. He kicks the ball on golf.
And at the end of the trailer, I move the golf ball back because I feel bad.
That's right. Because you got guilt. And then you go jogging. That's right. But when you jog, you don't tell people on your left. You just kind of brush past them.
Bump. My bad. I'm sorry.
Get this rabble rouser with a heart of gold. Get the girl.
He'll do something kind of annoying, and then he'll apologize.
Dude, you parked in the handicap space. Oh, well.
Then it shows me running back to my car to back out.
This has gone too far.
What won't he do this summer? The rabble rouser coming to a theater near you.
Right. He tries to pay for everything with a Diners Club card in 2019.
You try buying lunch when he's around. I'll buy it. No, I'll buy it.
Oh my God. Tangents.
Hoffmeyer brings a 6-pack to a party. They only drink 3. He takes the remaining 3 home.
And the 6-pack was actually Natty Light Ice.
And then some guy goes in there, hey, where'd the Natty Ice go?
Oh man, that's the sad person in our story, isn't it? Yeah. The guy who was desperate for the Natty Ice.
So I cause a spiral by accident. But then later I learn it, and I become his best friend to make him, in those stupid movies where someone does something terrible to someone and then they enter their lives to kind of, that's what I do because the guy's depressed about the Natty Light.
Yeah, word. Oh, sorry I killed your mom. Here's some Natty Light.
Yeah. What Mark is doing is kind of weird, but his heart is in it. I wish you would step back from that ledge. That actually reminds me of Yes Man. I do love that scene where, Luis Guzman is singing Jumper.
Yeah.
With Jim Carrey.
Oh my God.
Every movie needs Luis Guzman.
Every movie needs Semi-Charm. Could you imagine another trailer of Demon Knight with Semi-Charm kind of life? Will Breaker. He's just trying to get from one end of the country to the other. But Billy Zane is not having it.
Will the rakish cad catch the heroic hero? And then they cut to the hotel where Jada Pinkett's kind of acting cheeky about the sheets.
Exactly. Can Charlie get his job back, or will he just blow everyone away?
Oh man!
I don't know how he's gonna kill everybody in there. He's got no bullets, and then hey!
Watch as an evil demon Wait, steals your heart? I don't know.
Literally.
Yeah. Is he evil or is he misunderstood? It's Billy Zane as the collector.
Tune in next week when we go jewelry shopping with Demon Steve.
Goodbye.
He tells you his top 5 secrets to getting the best hoop earrings in the mall. Yeah.
They can't be painted. They have to be pure bronze.
We have gone off the rails
this summer. Where's my cat? You know?
And then the Crypt Keeper, tune in next week, kiddies. I'll scream you later.
We hope people are so. Now, all right. Now I have another question for you.
Sure.
Would you watch a Gory Cooper movie?
Well, I would watch a Gory Cooper movie. I would watch a Jim Scary movie. You know what I'm saying?
Robert Redford.
I couldn't wait to see something by Robert Redford. Yeah. Or Shaquille O'Neal on the basketball court.
Meryl Creep.
I bet you that was your favorite part of this movie, huh? The terrible puns.
Oh, when I caught that, it made me so. Wait, Charlize. Well, no, Felon. That doesn't work. Theron.
Charlize Terror.
Terror? I said Felon. What is Felon? I don't know what that even means.
Charlize Theron. You got to try it with the cackle. That's how it's got to work. You know?
Yeah. I can't. You're good at that. Now I know you're good at Keith David. I know you're good at the Crypt Keeper.
Michael Gordon went for 23 points last night. Too bad they relied on the shack. That's the Crypt Keeper doing NBA on NBC.
Oh, I love it. I mean, that happened, right? Didn't he call a couple games?
You might as well. You know what I'm saying? Coming to the stage next, Hat-Trick Ewing.
Now, when you were 19, did you? I mean, I guess when I was 13, I'd pretty much watched I'd watched every single horror movie known to man. So it didn't really. When you were 19, though, did you feel the blood in this movie, or just have fun with? Were you like, since you knew it, did you have fun with it? Does that make sense?
No, I know what you mean. The only horror movie that ever scared me was Alien and Aliens.
Really?
Those scared the hell out of me because there's no recourse. The thing is 8 feet tall. Even if you stab it, the blood is going to get on you and kill you anyway. Mm-hmm. And those things scared the hell out of me, and they didn't make any noise. But by the time I got to Demon Night and those types of things, I had already seen every Friday the 13th, every Nightmare on Elm Street, Cube. You know what I mean? Those types of things. Those things were bloody, but they would always just make me laugh, which is why I'm a terrible person.
Right. So I watched this movie when I was, 13, 14. Yeah. And I watched it by myself. I had to sit next to my 12-inch TV VCR with headphones in watching it. And it was dark. And I guess, even though all right, so get this, right? I'd watched the Friday the 13th. You know who's going to get killed, the campers, right? Nightmare on Elm Street, you know the basic pattern of who's going to get killed. The movies that got me were things like Seven, or honestly, I've said this on the pod 100 times, that Ernest Scared Stupid, because you never knew, like the troll had no pattern, so it just grabbed, if it missed a kid, it would grab another one. So I remember watching this movie, and it just, the way, it got to people at random times, and the way the kid gets killed, and the way, just... So you watch and here's a kid in this movie that gets killed. You have I keep wanting to call him Scud. Roach makes a deal. He gets murdered. This movie, maybe if you've been more of a savvy type watcher, but for me, the unpredictable nature of it and the fact that he could get in people's heads and you never knew when people would turn and how grotesque they became and the lies that the collector told, even though he was a likable guy. I
totally feel you.
It threw 14-year-old, maybe if I had watched this when I was 19, right, it wouldn't have hit me as hard. But the 14-year-old me watching it was really caught off guard by just the unpredictable aspect of it. And I guess I like that a lot. And also, I remember when I was 14 being really thrown off by the punch through the head. When he punched through that guy.
That was insane.
Because Ernest said it brilliantly. He started the movie off at a slow burn, right? So when that head gets punched, I mean, it hits hard.
It was complete. Oh, there's your punch.
So
no, that was totally unexpected because you know that Billy Zane's a bad guy, and the only foreshadowing you get that he might be supernatural is when Sadler shoots the front of his car and it bursts into flames, but it looks kind of like demon wings as the cars come towards you. It's the only hint that he could be supernatural. And then he just punches his head through the guy's face like Story of Ricky, and it was insane. You're absolutely right.
Oh, the Story of Ricky. Oh my gosh. But I just love, but that's, and then so they had 3 puppets for that, which I thought was really interesting. They made a fake head, and that arm was on a hydraulic pump that punched right through. And then when I was 14, when he was punching with the head, and when he threw the head at the guy, but in this one, when he hit Sadler, you hear the punch sound effect. But
heads up.
Yeah, I don't know why, man. This movie, it was weird because I'm telling you, dude, by this time I had already watched Natural Born Killers, right? I bought it used on VHS, but for some reason, man, this movie got me. And I guess I explained why, but I think that's maybe why another reason why I've remembered it so fondly. And so when people started talking about it again, I just went, wait, people didn't like this movie, or people didn't know? Because I've loved it. I mean, we didn't really talk about it much, but I've loved this movie for a long time, right?
No. The thing about it is, at the time, what is it, 1995? I mean, horror was doing well, but what else came out that year?
And then Scream changed everything, right? And kind of kicked it to that kind of style of horror, right? To the curb.
But that's because Scream was being self-referential and sarcastic. Yeah. This movie was a straight-up horror movie with a couple of little funny elements in it. It was just trying to copy exactly what was going on with Tales from the Crypt. You get a little booby in there. You get some murder. Crypt Keeper comes out, tells you the pun. Bob's your uncle. Movie's over. That's it.
Try the veal.
Yeah, exactly. Check, please.
So 95, right, was a very bad year. So it was Village of the Damned, Tales from the Hood, Lord of Illusions, Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, that hurt.
Yes.
The sequel to Candyman, Species came out, The Mangler, Children of the Corn 3, Ice Cream Man, Prophecy, which has really held up well. And
yes,
I mean, that movie's held up. Leprechaun 3, Piranha, like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation, Vampire in Brooklyn. I mean, horror was in a weird place if you look at 95, where it was at.
Bad. So
this is a movie that was quite, would you say, dark for the time?
Well, compared to the other ones, I mean, especially, excuse me, you talk about the Village of the Damned. Village of the Damned, that was an interesting black and white movie, terrible remake. And then Casper comes out, it tries to be creepy, but it's Christina Ricci being cheerful. You don't want to be scared of her. Mm-hmm. Species was the best movie of that year, best horror movie of that year.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, that's an A-list B picture. Does that make sense? That worked really well.
That's what it is. A bunch of characters, just like Demon Knight, you get a bunch of character actors, which is why you get that whole notion that you were talking about when you were 19. Who's going to live? Who's going to die? There's nobody super, super famous in this movie. You don't know who's going to make it out.
Oh, and I was just looking at this in 94. New Nightmare hit me pretty hard.
Yeah, I got that.
Mouth of Madness, I wasn't too into that. Also, 94, The Crow, which I wouldn't call a horror movie, but when you're 12 watching it.
That was it was gothic, Yeah. That was a goth pick, for sure.
Was Hey Man Nice? Was that song in there?
No. They wouldn't have put Filter in there because that movie was more of a song with, I wish that you could be my lover. Yeah. And you will die. That kind of, the Queen of the Damned type music would be in that movie.
Queen of the Damned. I had the Crow soundtrack too. I know I had my brother had it, and we would play that thing nonstop.
Really?
That was a good soundtrack.
Cassette. You wear all black clothes and paint your fingernails and just think dark thoughts. That's a creepy thing, man. It's a dark thought.
I was the kid who watched all the movies that the goths watch, but I wasn't a goth.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
And that led to your tomfoolery and shenanigans. Yeah. I understand.
Here he comes.
It's the Hoffmeyer kid from down the block. He tried to do an ollie. Yeah.
Whenever he fills his tank, he always drops a little gasoline on the ground.
He smokes candy cigarettes, but for real.
No, seriously, as a kid, I would hang out outside of like Circle K's, and if I didn't have enough money, I would ask people for like nickels or dimes because I knew they wouldn't give me $1 or a quarter. So everyone, I was like, hey, you got a nickel? And they're like, yeah, I got one for you. So I knew how to panhandle money for cream sodas.
Look at you, man. Compound interest already figured out. Well done.
I guess we should get back to this movie. But I gotta tell you, man, the aspect of the blood on the doors and blood. Oh, so another thing. They go into mines, which I love the mine scenes, how they're very practically lit. I thought that was a really cool. I like the way that they lit that. Also, probably time constraints, stuff like that. But when they blow up the basement, when Hayden Church says thanks for the 4 years and shoots minimum wage, shoots a thing in the face, the area blows up. But they still couldn't have crossed the basement door.
Right.
So
okay. You want to know why that happened? They had already established earlier on that every time you shoot the demon in the head, there's going to be some kind of explosive bolt of energy that comes out of the head as the soul is released. So in that really enclosed space, boom, it blows everything away. It blows away the little droplets of blood, because you see, when Roach is going to give Billy Zane the key, he just wipes it away with a little. It doesn't take much to get rid of it.
Oh yeah, but what about the stuff upstairs? Because they have to run upstairs into the house from the basement.
Yeah.
Did that explosion knock out that blood?
That explosion did not knock out that blood. What ends up canceling all the blood is the death of Sadler at the end. They didn't put any blood on the staircase leading down to the basement.
Oh, that's what it was.
They just kind of dug a hole into the floor and then just went into the basement. So they didn't put any other barriers other than the one that they had upstairs.
Got it.
Staircase.
Good job, Sadler.
That's my movie, baby. That's my movie.
All right. Gory Cooper. I had to do that. But I don't know. Anything else you want to cover in this movie? Is there anything else you really wanted to kind of talk about, or have we kind of reached the end of what? I mean, there's so much more in this movie, but I don't want to keep ending.
No, there's a ton of stuff. There's a ton of stuff, man. It's just amazing that Jada survives the whole thing. CCH Pounder, she gets that you always were an asshole Gorman moment.
Yeah, alien scene.
With the cop. The cop holds it down. The little kid getting possessed, like you said, no, I did not expect that either. I always tried to wonder, what is it exactly that he gave up? Or did they just overwhelm his mind because he was a child? I never really understood that one, but I dug it. Yeah.
And then I guess, so I know they deal with Genesis and what Revelations and all that, but I like that they add some funk to it. And I thought it was really kind of a neat wrinkle in this aspect. Now in '95, I don't remember any Christian organizations boycotting this movie, right? Do you remember?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I mean, and this deals with some pretty. I mean, you have Jesus on the cross.
Jesus on the cross. Yeah, the guy that looks like it might be Judas standing there, giving the key over to the demons. Yeah, man.
And I think the way they avoided that was just it wasn't insulting. I think this movie played very earnestly with its. Does that make sense?
With the Christian, they have very basic Christian iconography, and Jesus bleeding on the cross. They didn't have to add to that. That's what happened. So, one of the soldiers stabbed them in the ribs. That's according to the story.
Yeah.
So the blood of Jesus is inside this key. The blood of Jesus is going to save us all. I mean, that's what you learn when you go to church. So there was nothing really to be protested. I think it was the Last Temptation of Christ. They protested that because they showed Jesus having sex.
Yeah. But in this movie, I guess they don't really. It's interesting though, right? I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool that this movie wasn't really touched. But I don't know. I liked. I don't know. And even when he does the big expository dump, it feels earned because he's all right, guys. I should probably tell you what's going on. And when he does it though, the way they explain it, I thought it was a very well done way. It didn't feel like he was telling us because they cut to the pictures of the monsters. You'd already seen them. So I think it was smart to do the expository dump 2/3 in as opposed to in the beginning when they're because then they're just telling you.
That's right, a big air of mystery. And then that part when he talks about and in the darkness the demons were there. All they have to do is show the first floor in the dark with the demons there, and you get the idea that this is the formless void. that he's mentioning that the universe is going to eventually become. It's great, man. Cinematography, man. Your boy, Ernest Dickerson.
And also I love, there's a lot of matte paintings in this. There's a lot of glass shots. I mean, this is a movie where, I don't know, I think I loved, I don't know if you ever get a chance to, I don't know if you even have a Blu-ray player, if you can even get one, but I really enjoyed the commentary by the special effects guys. I thought it was a really cool thing to listen to. So if you ever want to get more information on that, but they just break down how, when they were dealing with the car, right? The car on fire, they talked about how hard that was. They talked about, I mean, if the executive producer list, I know they worked on the show, but you have Joel Silver, Richard Donner, Walter Hill, and Robert Zemeckis, which
that's right, man.
I kind of love. And also on the commentary, the special effects guys talk about how they never slept. And I kind of love that. I mean, their script. So in this movie, you have a script change, right? But then that means you have, so if something changes, that means you have to bring the demons back a day earlier, which means you have to be on set the next day much earlier. One of the guys who set up Pounder with her they bulked her up so she could hide one of her arms because her arm gets I love that her arm gets ripped off. That's awesome. But her arm
gets snapped backwards and then ripped off.
And it's not bit or anything or hacked. Like it's just pulled. And she wanted the guy who made the thing to be on set, so the guy was really honored about that. They made everything practical to lower the budget. Billy Zane, I'm doing like a fast round, but Billy Zane,
go for it.
Everyone on the crew loved him. He would just feed him pizza. So he just showed up like, oh, you guys need food? I got it. There's a scene where all the dirt is in there for like the scenes of World War I and the scenes with Christ. Yeah. But they got the dirt cheap and it was half manure, so it stunk up the whole place. So they had to cancel the day, which I kind of love. And then one time there was like a break and everyone stepped outside and Billy Zane was doing a chorus line with the demons.
The demons?
Yeah.
Is that on YouTube somewhere? That'd be great.
Yeah, and then Ernest Dickerson thinks that the Lord of the Rings ripped off the look of the orcs from his demons.
They're wearing earrings too, man. Think about it. Same hot topic.
And another funny thing is not funny, interesting thing. The demons in this film, they couldn't look through their eyes. Their eyes were actually battery lit, and they were green. They had to look through slits in their forehead to see.
Oh.
So I thought that was pretty cool. And then that scene where the demon runs through the red and then explodes. And then it's funny. They're like, yeah, they're like, that's an actor, and like, oh, then we threw a dummy. Like, so they just had a lot of fun. Also, they talked about a pretty interesting thing about leg extensions. They wanted to be the first that could pull it off because they said there was a debacle on Predator, which if you think about was JCVD.
Right. They first had him, and he was too short.
But also, you watch this movie and they filmed it on film and they use really high speed film, but so you can see the grain in some shots. You turn up the gain, you can see more grain on the camera. But I just thought it was funny. And another line, the producer guys said, they're like, in the beginning there was no budget, which made me.
If you watch episodes of Tales from the Crypt, I mean, it's a good looking show, but it doesn't look expensive. That's the whole point of Tales from the Crypt. It's supposed to be cheesy and schlocky, but gory.
And it's like
because that's what those comics are.
It's like the Doctor Who, right? Where you're almost in a different location every time, so you can't really reuse sets. You always have to be building new sets, and so you can't. That's money. So,
yeah, totally.
So, I mean, it's like, where do we want to put our budgets to, Gore?
Exactly.
Which I love. But this, I don't know, man. I guess if you guys ever listen to these, it's really fun. They also talked about how they filmed next to a DEA building, and they kept seeing like a lot of helicopters coming in and out, which I thought was pretty funny.
Okay, that's dark and creepy. Again, there are no other buildings in this movie. I don't understand.
Oh no,
they did a really good job
in the hangar it's all inside. But next to their hangar was the DEA, which I kind of love.
Yeah, it's just amazing because there are two buildings in the whole movie. It's awesome.
But no, man, I just wanted to kind of run that through with you.
Hey, brother, anytime.
The commentary, because I thought that was great. Also, I did something here. I want to see which one of these movies is your favorite. All right, I'm going to read you some movies, and you're going to pick your favorite.
Break it down.
Your favorite, not best. A Knight's Tale, The Dark Knight, Night Riders, Demon Knight, Shanghai Nights, The Dark Knight Rises, Night and Day, Night Moves, Knight of Cups, Last Nights, First Night, Black Knight, Transformers: The Last Night, and Knights of Badassdom.
If it's got to be out of those,
pick three. What are your three favorite?
I'm going Demon Knight, Dark Knight, and just because Bane is in it, Dark Knight Rises.
Ooh.
Because Night Riders was that about the vampires or about the car?
No, so Night Riders, I
remember that.
We recorded
it's an 80s movie.
Yeah, we recorded a podcast about it. It's about a traveling Ren fair, and they do jousting on motorcycles, dirt bikes. And it stars Ed Harris, and it's directed by George Romero.
I do remember that movie vaguely.
Savini has a major role in it.
I try to watch everything Romero. I remember that movie, but I don't think I've seen it. Yeah.
2.5 hours. It's kind of funny. On the commentary, it's on shoutfactory.com. They kept going, man, I wonder why this picture didn't do well. And I'm like, well, it's 2.5 hours about a traveling Ren fair. But
yeah, and it stars Tom Savini. No, that can't happen.
I mean, I loved it. I really had a great time watching it. I guess if I had to pick a three, I'd do Knight's Tale.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to do Night Riders. That's a pretend. Demon Knight, and then I guess Dark Knight. I really enjoyed Night Riders, but if I had to choose between Dark Knight and Night Riders, I'd do Dark Knight. And then the most disappointing though is Knight of Cups, which is a Malick's picture about just Christian Bale like whoring it around with all the best actresses you can find.
Listen, look, man, nothing compares to Bane. Okay. We do it for the people. The people get better, don't bother people.
Batman, would you want some Cheddar Bay biscuits?
Yesterday, Batman and I went to the gym, and I said, you can quit when I let you die. You know?
Yep. We were on the treadmill.
For the people. The people's treadmill.
The curls for the people.
That's just, the voice was totally unexpected, man. I love that movie just for the voice.
I wrote an article about how long it took to do the bat signal on the bridge.
Oh, in fire.
Yeah, I did. That was fun. I kind of did that. But this is awesome, dude. Thank you for joining me. And I got to unload a ton of nerdy facts on you, and then a lot. And we got to sing a lot of Semi-Charmed Life, which is always a plus.
Anytime, brother. And don't forget, next summer.
What are we talking about next?
Hey, man.
What movies do you love? Do you want to get off your chest and talk about?
Everything I love is odd and dark. But you know what? Favorite Christmas movie is Gremlins. I'll tell you that.
All right, so let's do Gremlins closer to Christmas. I'll absolutely do that with you.
Nice.
And then what weird nod movies do you like?
Ooh, God.
I'm putting you on the spot here.
Yes. A weird movie that I will watch at all times. Cube.
Cube?
Yeah.
You want to do Cube next?
Dude, that movie is so crazy, man.
Cube.
It's just,
dude.
Just why are they in the cube? So many questions.
All right, so let's do Cube. You did this one for me because I recommended this.
Hey, no problem, brother.
All right, that sounds good. So, hey, for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Norbert Morvan, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.
Salutations.